Breaking news for your wallet. If you rely on Social Security, this affects you right now. What just dropped could reshape your benefits next year. And I promise you'll want to hear every detail because your check, your peace of mind, your ability to get by, it's all on the line. So stop scrolling. Listen close. This matters. You may already be feeling it. Anxiety about what's coming, rumors flying, people chasing phantom stimulus checks. But what just got announced changes more than just talk. It changes what's possible for your retirement in 2026. And that's what we'll dig into today. I'm going to walk you through what's real, what's not, and what you can do about it. If you're over 60 or helping someone who is, you need to know. Stay to the end. I'm going to reveal something most people won't. Now, before I go further, I'm Tony, and for years I've helped people just like you understand what's coming next with Social Security, Medicare, stimulus programs, and retirement finances. I've studied SSA projections, Treasury updates, CBO forecasts, so you don't have to. I've walked through this with retirees, widows, folks on fixed incomes. My aim is always the same: give you clarity when everything else feels murky. I believe you deserve honest, usable information, not hype, not false hope. You're here because you feel that nagging fear. Am I going to be okay? Is Social Security going to keep up? Are those stimulus rumors real? Will my cost of living surge past anything my benefit covers? I've heard from families who are keeping lights off, skipping meds, skipping groceries just to make ends meet, and they see headlines about big checks coming, and they hope. I don't blame them, but right now, we're in a moment of confusion. That's why we need to pause and lay out the facts clearly. Let me start by enlarging the problem. In late October 2025, the Social Security Administration announced the 2026 Cost of Living Adjustment, COLA. That's the annual increase your benefit is supposed to get to help you keep up with inflation. But when you look closer, what that number really means is far worse than what the headlines will tell you. While many are chasing rumors about big stimulus checks in November or December, almost no one is explaining exactly what's happening to the money you already have coming, and that's where the real impact lies. Here's what was officially revealed. The COLA for 2026 is set at 2.8%. That comes out to roughly $56 more per month for the average retiree beginning in January. On its face, that sounds like a win, a bit of breathing room. But listen, it's not enough, because medicine, premiums, housing, utilities, they're rising faster than that. And there's a kicker. Medicare Part B premiums are projected to jump by $21.50 per month, rising from today's rates. That means your benefit increase is undercut before you even feel it. You get plus $56, but they take back minus $21.50 for Medicare premiums, leaving you with about $34 net extra in hand. Let that sink in. After all the noise, after all the hope, you only end up with $34 extra. And even that doesn't begin to touch what's going on with your groceries, your meds, your home repairs, your transportation, insurance. That nominal increase can't close that gap. That's why some financial advisors will say, hey, at least you got something, but I want you to see the full picture. Because there's more. Between 2000 and 2024, Social Security beneficiaries have lost 36% of their purchasing power, even factoring in COLAs. That's right. The system meant to protect you has, over time, let inflation erode your standard of living. And that's not an accident. It's baked into how the law works. And that statistic from the Senior Citizens League and multiple retiree studies is shocking and heartbreaking. The punch is this. For many, Social Security isn't supplemental. It is the majority of income. For nearly 3/4 of America's seniors, Social Security provides more than half their retirement income. So when those benefits don't stretch, it's not a luxury issue. It's survival. Another hidden problem, the COLA isn't measured using the spending profile of retirees. Instead, it is based on the CPIW, The Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. In plain terms, they measure inflation for people who are still working, not people who are retired. But retirees spend heavily on healthcare, housing costs, prescription drugs, areas where inflation often runs much higher. So even when they tell you COLA keeps up with inflation, they're talking about someone else's inflation basket, not yours. That divergence widens each year. That gap is swallowing real dollars. I know some of you are wondering, but what about those posts I saw about a $1,500 STAR program payment or a $5,000 senior benefit coming in November? I've seen them too. Let me be crystal. None of those programs is authorized right now. Congress hasn't passed a law. The IRS hasn't released anything. The Social Security Administration hasn't confirmed. Until you see an official announcement on irs.gov or ssa.gov, treat those claims as what they are: misinformation. They're clickbait. They prey on hope. And hope without a foundation leads to disappointment and bad decisions. This isn't just pessimism, it's realism. If we keep chasing fantasies, we'll miss the opportunity to act on the reality you can change. So let's talk about how the system actually works. Every stimulus check ever issued, 2020, 2021, etc., happened because Congress passed a bill, the president signed it, Treasury and IRS executed it. It didn't magically happen. Right now, there is no legislation in motion calling for universal stimulus payments, no emergency declaration, no fallback program. The economy, by Washington's metrics, looks okay. Inflation calmed, unemployment low. They see no trigger. That disconnect between macro indicators and what you feel is the crux of the problem. Let me tell you a story. My friend Marjorie, age 68, lives alone on a fixed income. Last year, she skipped a dental visit. The copay for her inhaler climbed. She does the math every month: food, meds, utility. When the COLA dropped from her benefit, she told me, "Tony, I feel like I'm running just to stand still." She saw those clickbait posts claiming more checks. She messaged me, "Are they for real?" I told her, "No, they're not authorized." She cried. She'd wanted hope. But then we got to work together. We reviewed her Medicare plan. She qualified for the Medicare Savings Program that paid her Part B premium. She switched her drug plan, saving her $50 per month. She looked into a part-time crafts gig. It didn't fix everything, but it bought her breathing room. That's what this is about: shifting from hoping to planning. And Marjorie isn't alone. Many people are in that fight every day. If you find value in this level of honesty and clarity, let me tell you, I make these videos every week. I break down updates you won't see elsewhere. So subscribe now and stay in the loop so you aren't left behind when changes hit. Now, what can you do right now? Here's your action plan. 1. Review your Medicare options during open enrollment, October 15th to December 7th. This is your one window to change coverage. Don't skip it. Compare traditional Medicare plus supplement versus Medicare Advantage for your specific provider network. There may be plans that cost less for you. Use your state's SHIP, State Health Insurance Assistance Program. Those counselors are free and unbiased. 2. Reevaluate your prescription drug plan, Part D. Don't just pick the plan with the lowest premium. Enter your actual meds at Medicare.gov's Plan Finder. Formularies shift, copays shift. You could save hundreds, maybe thousands. 3. Apply for benefit programs you may qualify for. These include Medicare savings programs, which may pay Part B premium, extra help for drug costs, SNAP, food assistance, LEAP, heating cooling assistance, state property tax relief for seniors. These are real existing programs many overlook. 4. Be cautious with free money claims. If someone is promising a large check next month, demand proof. Bill passed, agency confirmed. Until then, treat it as misinformation. Don't pay to enroll. Don't share your Social Security number unless official. 5. Consider supplemental income if you can. I know retired doesn't feel like work, But if you have capacity, consulting, tutoring, part time jobs, rentals, these things can create financial cushion and reduce stress. You don't have to overdo it, just something sustainable. 6. Recalculate your real monthly expenses. Sit with a piece of paper, list every cost: groceries, meds, fuel, home repair, insurance, taxes, not the estimate, the real number. Then compare to your net benefit. That clarity tells you where your pressure points are. 7. Monitor income thresholds. When your Social Security benefit increases via COLA, it might push you over income limits for some means tested benefits. That means the extra can cost you more than it gives. Plan accordingly. Accelerate medical cost deductions. Evaluate timing. Talk to benefit agencies ahead of time. 8. Track your taxes. If you have income beyond Social Security, pensions, part time work, investments, you could see up to 85% of your benefits taxed. And that amount goes up when your benefit increases. This is bracket creep. Use conservative withholding or plan so surprises don't hit in April. Do these steps now. Don't wait for something magical to land. That's how you build real control. Let's zoom out for a moment. What does this mean for retirees, for the nation, for our communities? It means the gap between rising costs and fixed incomes is growing wider. It means too many older Americans are asked to choose between medication and food, between heating and fixing a leaky roof. And it means our system is asking people to be resilient, not because that's just, but because there's no stronger safety net. That's unfair. It's not enough. But it is the reality we face. This moment also shows how deeply interconnected we are. The policies of Washington, the choices at the state level, the design of our health system, they all touch your pocket. But in that complexity, there is power in your awareness, in your voice, in community. When one person shields themselves, one person plans, shares knowledge that helps another. This is not just about survival, it's about dignity. It's about building a path forward together. So I ask you, what would it mean not to scramble every month, but to finally have a measure of peace? To know you're doing every step you reasonably can? To have strategies rather than hoping? That doesn't guarantee comfort, but it gives you purpose. It gives you agency. And that counts. Thank you for letting me walk this with you. You deserve to see the truth, not the spin. And even when the system falls short, I believe people like you, resourceful, wise, determined, can still carve out security. We don't need illusions. We need clarity. We need connection. And we need action. I'm Tony. We'll keep walking this path together. Let's do the work, step by step, day by day, with hope and grit. We'll figure it out because you're not alone, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.